So a few weeks ago, we started on data entry, and data entry consists of what you can see on my system. So normally when you have a new hire in a company, it depends on the operating system. Some people, some companies, they might just put them straight or direct into the system, or some companies, they might fill in a form. So in the form, they will have the name, which is the first name, the title, they will have the last name, what kind of gender, is he a male or female, or don't want to declare. So because if you notice here, we have a lot of options. Unknown gender. So we have unknown gender, and in the unknown gender, because some people might say, yeah, I'm not male and I'm not female, I'm unknown gender. So some people can probably say that. They have the right to say that. So this new hire, is he an employee? So this is all the information which we will fill in that. Like I said, in the template, to also have when the employee will start. So let's say this is just the 3rd of July. It could be any date. So once you fill in that details, you go to when are they going to start with the company. So this is when they're going to start. And remember which department, sorry, which branch are they going to work. So would it be UK, would it be some branches in UK, or would it be in US? It doesn't matter. So any in details you fill in the template. So depending on how the company is working. The company where I'm working at the moment, before they enter anybody into the system, they fill in a template. So in the template, so they will the information which will be entered for every single employee. So once they do this, then remember I mentioned that we have here what is called an EIT, which is extra information type. In the extra information type, this allows every company to add more additional fields which Oracle cannot capture. So for example, there's passport details. In the passport details, we created some fields which Oracle did not provide. So, and this will be applicable to the company. Most companies, they will also always need this, but Oracle itself did not provide it. So they allow everybody to create new field, and they can go around it. They can do whatever they want. So this is for example, the new passports. Also, I added here work permits. So in the work permits, so I added more details. So I mean, there's some companies, they have like almost 20, 30 EIT, and they can add as many fields as they want. Oracle allow that. So for example, for a new hire, we can go in and just add passport details or work permit. You can actually add that. So once you're done with that, the next one you need to do is the address. So of course, in the template you have the address. So in the address you go United Kingdom, so you fill in all the details. And here I think it's got all the county in United Kingdom. So most of us are familiar with all these counties. So every county is there. So once you do that, then you save. So once you save, the next main page is the assignment. Remember, what I'm talking about now is just a data entry. This is what we started with, and we started doing a lot of configurations. So we created organization, because this is not the organization from Oracle. So we created organization. We created job, because organization will always be the department which the employee will work. So that's what they mean by organization. And this is Oracle standard. That's why we cannot change this. I can change it, but it's always good to leave it the way it is. So the same thing, job. Most of the job will always be generic. So this one just says economics. It says economics. What does economic means? So what kind of, job will always be like something like admin assistant. So this will be, job will always be like admin or administration. So once you do the job, so there's something here, I'm not sure if I actually added it, which is called, I didn't add it. Normally you always add local job title here. So local job title would be, for example, this is economics. So this guy will be, let's say, economics assistant. So we can add another field here and say local job title. So this will be generic and this will be specific. I didn't add it here anyway, so I didn't know why I didn't add it. So the job here will always be generic, like administration, human resources. It could just something generic. So, but being specific would be what is the employee actually going to be doing. So it's maybe an admin assistant or HR assistant or HR business partner. So this will be more specific. So which we need to add here. So we can add that later. So the same thing will be the new hire. What grade are they going to be? So grade will always be grade 1 or grade 2. So depending on the company, it could be grade A, B, C, D, and every single grade. We have grade rates. Grade rates will be the money that will be attached, which will be the annual salary, which will be attached to every single grade. So it could be somebody between 20K to 30K. Somebody between 40K to 50K. So depending on the grade rates, that's what I mean by grade rates. So also which location where it will be the new hire. Where are they going to be working? Would it be the headquarters? Would it be US, or would it be one of the offices in Liverpool or Manchester? So you need to set this up. So we actually created 2. The group, you don't need this for now, so let's just ignore this. Well, this one I just created a PTO, so that's what I mean by just a yearly accrual. So this employee will be, we have 20 days in a year. 20 days in a year, so that's what I just added. So also this group actually, it allows you to add more fields. Sorry, if I go back there. So if I go back to this field, so we call it people group. This allows the company to add more fields here, so which necessarily was not provided by Oracle. So it allows you to add more field. So once you do that, position, I said we're going to do position later. So payroll. So payroll, we added payroll because payroll will consist of, let's say in a company you have 1,000 employees. So you divide every employee by payroll. So because you don't want to put 1,000 employees into one payroll, so you can say, okay, it will be, let's say 250 employees per payroll. So let's say this exact payroll could be 250 employees. So another payroll, so making 1,000 employees. So the reason why they do that is where they're running payroll, if there's any error, it will be easy to identify the error because of the minimum number of employees. If it's 1,000 or 20,000 employees and you have only one payroll, if there's an issue, it's so difficult to track. So that's why they always minimize the number of people by payroll. So payroll, so that's what payroll is all about. So, and also here on the top, we have the salary information. Salary information would be based on people's salaries. So this salary will consist of everything, including grade rates. It will involve, and also it's linked to payroll as well. So, and basically this is what salary which will be used to pay the employee. So this supervisor will be, okay, the new employee, who are they going to be reporting to? So that's the supervisor. Also probation, are they going to be on probation or notice period? And also the number of hours which they're going to be working. This will definitely, in UK, people always work 37.5. So if it's 40 hours, so 40 hours per week. So that means it include lunch. So it could be 37. So it depends on, I mean, for example, in the Middle East, they always have 47.5. So it could depend on anything. So in some countries I work with, so they work 50 hours per week. So I know in UK we're used to 37.5, maybe excluding lunch. So if it's including lunch, so it could be, I don't know, it could be 40 hours. Let's just say 40 hours. So statutory, we don't need that. So the next one which we have here, which we created, so I'm just going to say correction. So the next one we just created an additional field here. So just note, based on what we'll be mentioning, these are Oracle standard form, and Oracle allow every companies to add additional field, which necessarily they will not provide, which Oracle will not provide. So that's the reason why that's why it says additional assignment details. So this is more like the assignment information on the screen. It allows you to add more details on this field, which is extra fields. So and remember, apart from that, it allows you to add extra field here as well. And also there is one here. I'm not sure if we didn't do that, but it's actually there's one. There should be one here on which is called extra information. This extra information, let me just put save and just put save there. So this extra information on the assignment, every page has its own extra information. This is the assignment extra information. It allows you to add more information here as well. So Oracle actually provided, by looking at it, a very massive company, they have a lot of fields which they want to add. So, and necessarily the Oracle standard will not allow them, because for example, this is Oracle standard page. I cannot add an extra field here. I cannot add an extra field anywhere here. It will not allow me. But Oracle will always allow us. Oracle will not allow us to add extra field. You can actually add an extra field, but if you do that, Oracle would not support you. So that's the reason why they always like people to every companies to leave this page the way it is, Oracle standard. So, but they will support you if you go in and you add extra field here, or in which is they will call it assignment DFF, or in the people group they allow you to add extra field, and also you can add extra field on this page, which is called extra information. It's called extra information. So it allows you to add more information here. So yeah, so this is basically the assignment details. And if I go back to the person page, so this is the person page, Oracle, just like as mentioned in the assignment screen, also on this page, Oracle will not allow you to add any extra field. If anything happens to your application, they will not support you. So they always say don't add any extra page. You can actually use a form personalization to add extra page, but it's always good not to do that. So for example, this is the person page. In the person page, we can actually add there's something called here extra information. And in this extra information, if you notice, we've added passports, we've added work permits. We can add as much as possible. It can allow you to add as close as 100 if you want to. I've never seen anybody do up to 100. The maximum I've seen is almost 20 to 25. So yeah, it allows you to do as much as possible. Now, based on what we mentioned today, this is just a kind of recap. If you notice, we've done the data entry. We went in and we did a configuration on all this, so that when you create a new hire, you can actually select as much information as possible. Today, we're just going to quickly work on absence management. So I'll just quickly do that now. So absence management. So let's just do, okay, this employee. Because even though it's a new hire, you still need to give them a vacation plan. That means maybe they're entitled to 25 days, or they're entitled to 24 days, or they're entitled to 20 days. So let's quickly do one at the moment. So we can do maternity, paternity. So, but of course, because it's a new hire, you don't give them paternity or maternity immediately. But the main one, which is statutory, you give them a vacation. So let's just work on vacation for now. So for you to do the vacation, you go on total compensation. Actually, if I can just quickly minimize this, and I will show you where I am on the screen, which I've sent to you. So I'm not sure where I am. Let me just quickly check. Create an element. So I think, let me see if I'm starting from the big. Okay, now yeah. Okay. So yeah, we can start from here. So step 24. Now, with this step 24, for you to create an annual leave, the first thing you need to do is to create an element. So once you create the element, then you can now create the annual leave. So let's create an element. So what we need to do, can you see total compensation, basic, element description. So basic, then element description. So I'm going to be very fast on this because I know I've got very limited time. Remember, always make sure you are in 1951. Okay, so let's do Excel. Let's just Excel annual leave. Annual leave taken. So once you do that, so copy, So put it in the description, and also for reporting purpose, you can do the same thing. So this is only for information only. So it's non-recurring. So it's not that. So basically, it is always non-recurring, and it also says it will stop on termination. So always use this. So and remember, input and output, that's fine, is within UK, so we're fine with that. If it's not within UK, it allows you to change this. So you can use any currency which you want if it's not within UK. So you can pick this any currency up. So this is within UK, so just leave it the input value. The same thing with output, because our business group is based on Great Britain. So the business group is based on the output, so you don't need to change that. So because we're not using payroll, we're not running a payroll, so I can just remove this. We don't need it. So allow multiple entries. So people can go on leave within a month. They can go on leave 3-4 times. So that's allow multiple entry. So make sure that is enabled. Then once you're done with that, just save. So once you save this, let me just copy this because we need to link it to our payroll. So once we save that, we go to the input value. And input value, so we want our annual leave to be in days. So the same thing, you select days on the units. So we want it to be enterable, and we want it to be in the database. So then you save. So once you save that, the next thing you do, so I'll copy this. So the next thing you do is to go to link. Remember, every element needs to be linked, or else they will not be, the employees will not be eligible. So you just put it there, you enter your tab, and you now link it to your payroll. So you save. So I'll link it to the payroll, so I saved. If there are many payrolls, you can just do it one by one and just link it to the payroll. Alternatively, you can actually say link to all payrolls. But most of the time, I prefer to link it one by one rather than link to all payrolls. So once you've done that, then you go to, you now create what is called an absence type. So if I go to step, I'm not sure if it's step, so I've done this. So the next one, okay, sickness leave. So that's for sick leave. Yeah. So once you've done, once you've created the elements, you now create an absence type. So the absence type is also below. It says total compensation basic absence type. So this is absence types. So in this absence type, we're still in 1951. So what I normally do, I just do the same thing. It's the same thing anyway. So here, there's a lot of options. It says what category, what am I doing? So there's a lot of options. So what I actually need, it could be a PTO balance, it could be paid leave. Normally it's always paid leave, but I would just go for just a vacation because that's what I'm working on. So vacation, or it could be paid leave. You can select any option that you want. So we're still in 1951. So here, remember I've created an element and it's the same name with the absence type. So I can just copy this and tab. So automatically the input value comes with days. And remember, it automatically, because my input value is also in days, so it selected days here. So it says increasing. So we just select increasing and not decreasing. So we want increasing, then we save. So once you save that, the next thing you need to do, if I go to the spreadsheet here, so it says step 27, divide the Acro Plan. Acro Plan will consist if somebody is on 24 days or maybe 20 days per annum. So you need to have a plan, or else it will not work. So we need to add a plan. So the navigation is total compensation Acro Plan. So total compensation Acro Plan. So this is the Acro Plan. So we can just, I'm just trying to see a naming convention. So let me just say Excel annual leave PTO plan. Okay, that should be fine. So it says what is the Acro category. So because it's a vacation, so there's so many options which we have. So the one I'm going to pick up, I'm just going to pick up vacation. If there's vacation, so just pick up vacation. So it says what is the Acro unit. This is in days. Here we have, I think we will have hours and days. So yeah, hours and days. So we're working on days. So we just select days. Now this is where the fast formula comes in. Now the fast formula which I want us to use, I'm just going to use Oracle standard fast formula, and this work with it means it accrues on a monthly basis. So the Acro Plan, which I'm just going to say PTO, this is Oracle, so I did not set this up, so we can use that one. Now this one, instead of starting from January to December, I think this standard one start from, I think it start from June to May. So that's still okay. We can change it, but I'll just leave it from June to May. So that's fine. So it says carryover. So that means carryover will be if somebody joined and they have 20 days in a whole year, and at the end of the year they did not use the annual leave at all. So the carryover, you can adjust and say, okay, because you did not use your carryover, you can only carry over. So you did not use your annual leave, you can only carry over 5 days. There could be a rule of you can only carry over 10 days, even though you've got 20 days, you've got all 24 days, you've not used your annual leave at all, but you can only, by law or by the company rule, you can only carry over 5 days. So that's why you see a lot of people quickly using their annual leave, because there's always a rule that you cannot carry, because some people, they can work and work for the whole 365 days and they don't take a break at all. So, and they just have 20 days left. So they carry it over. So by next year, they have 40 days. So in company rules, they don't like that. So they always like people to go on vacation. So the maximum you can carry over could be 5 days or could be 10 days, or depending on the rule. Or at times it could be 7 days. So we can just use any carryover. This is Oracle standard. I'm not setting this up. Because over time I would have set this up, but I just want us to use the Oracle standard for now. So remember, we created an absence type. So our absence type will be, so I think we created annual, yeah, that one, annual leave. I just created this few hours ago, so we cannot use that. So let's just use the one we created, annual leave taken. So that's our absence type, and it says what's the unit. Your unit is always in days. So once you're happy with this, then you save. So once you save it, the next thing you need to do is to go to Acro Plan. Acro Plan will be, there's some few things we can do. We can say if somebody is started and within let's say between I'm not sure if it allows me to, let's say 3 years, they will be entitled to, let's say 24 days. If somebody is more than between 3 to, let's say 6 years, they will be entitled to, say, let's say 27 days or let's say 28 days. So this is what is called seniority. That means from 0 to 3, you are entitled to 24 days. After 3 years, more than 3 years, that means you are entitled to 28 days. So that's what it means. So we can save this and we say carryover. Carryover, we can just say 5. That's the maximum carryover. And here we can just say 5. So, or alternatively, we can leave it blank. But for now, we can just put 5, then we'll save. So once you save that, then you close. So we've already done. So the next thing we need to do, if you notice, if I will go to next calculation, it automatically says carryover. So the carryover is automated and it automatically put the taking there as well. So I did not put this. This is auto-generated. So once you do that, what you need to do, so let me see if I can, what's the next step? So the next step we can assign it to an employee. Okay, actually it says we can link it, but normally it would have been linked. So let's make sure it's linked to our payroll. Normally it should have been linked. So let me just say Excel PTO. That's our plan. Yeah, that's the one I did before. So that's the, oh yeah, so this is, can you see? So this is the one we created. So it's automatically linked to the payroll. Most of the time you don't need to do it manually. It's automated. So let's check carryover. Yeah, it's automated. Balance payroll balance is automated, residual is automated, and also tagging is automated. So we don't need to do the link. So that's step 27. It says link to the plan. So if you go to the next one, once you link it to the plan, you just assign it to an employee. So I believe that should be the next step. Yeah, enroll an employee to an Acro Plan. So what I need to do is to go to the employee, which we'll be using. So make sure you are in today's dates. So this is the employee. So we go to the assignment. Because this employee started on the 3rd of July, so I can just go to entries. So if you notice, there's no annual leave, so I can just say, okay, let me go to 3rd of July. So I can give him the PTO plan, so PTO. So this is the plan we created, so I can just give this to him and save. So let me make this bigger. So once you save this, actually I need to remove, because I've been using this employee as the test. So let me remove what I've done here before. I gave him an annual leave before we started. So let me just remove this. We don't need it for now. Okay, so I've removed this. So once you've added the, okay, so let me go out. So we've added the annual leave for this MD. So yeah, so we added the annual leave, and this is the way you will know, okay, this guy is entitled to 24 days. So if you, oh sorry, if you go to, we don't have it here. So if I go out, there's something called fast path here, and it says accrual. So I need to query this employee. At the moment it says 0. No, the reason why it says 0 is because between this, it started on the 3rd of July up to the 17th. He has accrued nothing because it just started. So to accrue 2 days per month. So at the moment he has accrued nothing. So if I go to, let's say, probably August, let me just say August. Let me say 31st of August. You will see 2 days. So that means it will start accruing from August, not in July. So that's why the whole of July is not accruing anything at all, because it started more like after the July, so it's accrued only 2 days. Now the best way to check this, to make sure you can actually see 24, I will just go to, remember I said this plan starts from June to May, not January to December. Officially, it's meant to be January to December because I'm using Oracle. So Oracle fast formula. The fast formula says everybody using that fast formula must come from, sorry, the start date should be 1st of June up to 31st of May. So that's why you're going to, so if, for example, if I go to, let's say 31st of May, 2000, let me say 2020. You can actually see two. So this is July to this. But if I go to, let's say 2000 and let's say 2021, it's gonna give me the full picture. Oh, this is still 20. So June to May. So 20. So this employee is actually entitled to only 20 days. So let me just make sure I check this properly. So this employee is only entitled to 20 days. So if I go back to the plan, oh no, sorry, to the plan, go out. So if I go back to the Acro plans, which we set up, so let me go to today's date. Excel. So that's the old one which I created. So if I go there, oh, it's 20. Okay, 0 to 20, so 3. So it's entitled to 24. So but the old one is giving me 20. So if I go to Excel, so that's 20, and this is 20. I hope it's not picking this up. Okay. So let's try again. So if I go to, okay, if I go back to Oracle, no, okay. Let me go to FastPath again. So across, so in the across, if I go back to this employee, okay, it started on the 3rd of June, so July, 0. So if I go to, let me see, 31st of May, 2020, so it's giving us 20 days and not 24, because it's between 0, so this is 20 days, and I think it's meant to be 24. But if I go to one of the absence types, let me just see. I hope he hasn't got anything at the moment. So he hasn't got anything. So if I go there, okay, he hasn't got anything. Okay, what we can do, let me go to the second employee which we got. So let me reset. So if we go to the second employee, so which is the supervisor, so let's give him the second plan. Oh, he has, oh, okay, I didn't set up anything here. So let me just quickly set up some information here for this employee. So let's say human resources. Let me say 20, let me say 30 days. It doesn't make any difference. So job, communication, grade, let's say grade 2, or it doesn't matter. So if I go to the Excel, so let's say headquarters, so payroll, so full-time, regular. So the next thing is supervisor. Oh, I'm not sure. Okay, let me see if I can use another supervisor. Oh, sorry, salary basis. Excel supervisor. Oh, I'm not sure if it's gonna take this. It might probably not. Okay, so let me take anybody else. Okay. So no probation, standard working hours. Let's say 40 hours per week. Statutory, yeah, so this is fine for now, so we can just save this. Okay, saved. So if we go to, so we can just give this employee the other plan, so which will be that one. So let's say 20 days, then save. So once you save, so we can go to across just to see and make sure it's got 20 days. Oh no, sorry, not this one. So across, so things, so swings. So I'm using the supervisor, then find. Okay, so what you normally do, you detract. So let's detract to I think let's say 31st of May 2020. Okay, that one says 20. So that means this automatically this employee is entitled to 20 days for the whole year. So that's what it means. And also, if you keep on going to any, doesn't matter any year you go to. So if like I told you, this plan is 1st of June to 31st of May. So that's why we got this. So which is 20 days. So that's fine. So the same thing if you go to if we go to, for example, if I go to August, let's say 2019, it should say 2. Yeah, which is 2 days, because it accrues 2 days every single month. So that's what it's got. Now, what I just want us to do is we can actually go and just create an absence. So I can just go to absence here. Let me just use today's dates. So if I do means, so I can use the first employee, find. So here we've created an Excel. I think we created this one, so we can use this. So this employee is going on annual leave. Remember, this employee just started on the 3rd of July. The 3rd of July, so it's going on 2 days annual leave. So we can just select that. We can select. Normally, people, they have not accrued, they're not meant to go on annual leave. But some people, there could be an emergency where they need to go on annual leave. So let's say it's going on the 22nd. And it's coming back on the, let's say, 23rd. So it says 0, but normally just put 2 because it's 2 days. So just save. So what that is telling me is, oh, this guy hasn't got any leave at all because he just started. So I can just check. Find. So if I go, for example, if I go to, let's say, end of this month, can you see? It says, this guy, I've taken 2 days minus 2 days because it's not accruing anything at all. Up to August. Oh, sorry, August. 31st of August. Can you see? It's saying he has accrued 2 days and he has taken 2 days. He's got 0. So let's presume if I go to September, let me just do September. So it's saying, oh, he's got 4 days and it's taking 2 days. He's got 2 days left. So that's the way just to check. And the same thing if I go to end of the year, which end of the year, remember I told you, would be 31st of May 2020. So it's saying that's 20, is entitled to 20, and he's got 18 days there because he has taken 2. So the same thing, the moment they started taking leave, they start increasing and this one start decreasing. So that's why we selected increasing when we're doing the plan. So that's the way the plan works. So that's for vacation and that's statutory for everybody. So the next one we can just quickly do within very few minutes, which we've got. We can just quickly do, it doesn't matter, this will not take time. So we can just quickly do paternity or maybe maternity or career break. So the same thing. So if I go back to the spreadsheet, the Excel spreadsheet which I've got, I think I've got here. So okay, this is for sick leave. So you can do the same process for sick leave, but for the sick leave, you don't need to create a plan. For career break, you don't need to create a plan. For maternity, you don't need to create a plan. So you can just create an absence type. So let's just quickly create some absence types. Basic description. Remember, everything starts with an element. So we can just say Excel maternity taken. So, and this will be information. It's also non-recurring. It stops at termination. We don't need the processing run because it's used by payroll. Multiple entries allowed, that's fine. Then you save. Oh, sorry. I made a mistake. I haven't changed my date track. Okay, let me just quickly cancel this and I will do it. Sorry, it's not. It's not your fault. Let me just quickly cancel this. I meant to have changed the date. Purge. Okay, save. Okay, so let me change my. Normally, this is meant to be 1951. Okay, so that's Excel maternity taken. Sorry, taken. Okay, so we can just copy that and copy that, and it's for information only. So non-recurring, actual termination. So we'll remove that and we go to save. So once you save it, you go to day, you click on days. So you select days there and you say, yeah, day and database. So save. And the same thing. And remember, all this taking, this is where employee will go in self-service because depend on the rule. So the company may allow employees to go into self-service and book in maternity for 6 months. The same thing, they can go into self-service, they can book in for vacation. If you're using the call form, that means it's only the HR that will do it on behalf of the employee. But most of the time, it's always done through the self-service by the employee. So we've done the maternity. Let's do one more before before we round up. So I can just do create a new one. So Excel, let's say career break second. So this is information 1951. So it's not recurring because it doesn't happen all the time. Then you save. So once you save, you go to the input value again. So this is in days. So this is in days. So you need to select day, and it's also the database. It's enterable and it's also in database. So you just save. So once you do that, the next thing you need to do is to link it to payroll. So we're still in 1951. So I can just quickly check. Oh God. Sorry. Oh, Excel. Okay. So maternity taken. So I'll go. Yeah, career break. I can do that. So I just link it to my payroll. Then save. So I do the second one as well. So just do Excel. That's all. So Excel. So I do maternity taking. Then I click on, I'm link it to payroll, then save. So once you save it, then the next thing you do is to quickly go to absence type. So in the absence type, yeah, I've got career break. So career break, let me just quickly look for a very good option for career break. Career break, at times it could be unpaid leave. So if I see anything unpaid leave, yeah, career break is an unpaid leave. So we can just select unpaid leave. So this is the element we've created. In days, it's increasing. Then we just save. So the same thing goes with maternity. Can you say maternity? Oh, sorry. What am I doing? Let me just take that out and just go back in. Okay. So if I go to Excel here, I just want the name. Yeah, maternity taking. So I can just copy this and use it to create this. So maternity, we always do maternity. So maternity taking is in days, then increasing, then save. And I'm still in 1951. So for, like I said, because career break, you don't need a plan for career break. You don't need a plan for maternity. Maternity can happen anytime. People don't always take maternity. So you don't need a plan. So what you need to do, you go back to first part. So absence. So yeah, you go back to today's date, reset, and I can query the employee again. So I can probably do a new one, just say Excel, and I've got career break there. So let's say it's going on career break, we can just add anything we want. So it could be a career break of okay, let's say career break tomorrow. I'm just using that as a sample. So career break tomorrow for let's say 1 day, and just click save. So if you go to the employee, so entries, so if you notice, the career break is here. So career break is here because it started on the 3rd of July. So because it's a non-recurring, we say something happened within the first of the month up to the end of the month. So if you click there, you can see the information on entry. So it says 1 day. So that's basically that's the annual leave. So the moment this is the same thing when you go to self-service. When an employee book an annual leave and they save it and they apply and it's approved by the manager, it automatically creates an element. So the same thing, which is what I've done. I went into, this is what HR will always do. HR will always go to absence, which is absence here. Oh, sorry, not this one. So there's an absence here. So this is what HR will do on behalf of the employee. Employee will not do this, so this will be done only by the HR. But employees can do this through self-service, so they can book this. So the moment they click save on this, it automatically creates an element here. It creates an element, and this is what is used by Payroll. So you automatically create an element. So just like what we did, we created a career break, and it automatically says, yeah, this guy is going on a career break of 1 day. So the same thing if you book a maternity. So let's quickly do maternity. Normally maternity is 6 months, but I'm not going to do enter it for long. So we can just say maternity. Maternity. So this is maternity taking. Oh, give me 9 to only for. Oh, for can you see it's very sensitive. It says it's gonna be only for female. So because this is a male, so let me just say, okay, let me change this guy to female. It should work. I'll say correction. I hope it's not too late. Okay, it allows me to do that. So if I go to absence, so if I go to maternity, oh, you are attempting to enter maternity. First, you must create a maternity record for. Oh, okay. Yeah, it doesn't allow me to do this. Okay. What I will do, there's a maternity record that needs to be done. So it's not allowing me just to do it direct using an absence type. So the maternity record is always down here, which I don't think I added to this menu. So I need to add another menu here, which is called maternity paternity, because they're statutory and they're within UK. So I need to add the menu. So once I add the menu, then we would be able to add the maternity record. But I think I'll do that next week, because this has anything statutory, they're very, very sensitive. So I don't think I add it to this menu. So I'll add it before next week. Then we can create maternity, paternity, adoption records. So I think what we did was only for vacation, career break, and sick leave, because they're not actually statutory. But when it comes to the other ones, they're statutory. So we need a new menu to do that. So which I will do next week. Okay. So I've come to the end of the training for today. Does anybody have any question? Sorry that I have to rush you, because like I said, a lot of things we're doing, if it's in a normal environment, it takes time. But I have to rush you guys so that we can cover as much as possible. I remember a lot of configuration which we're doing are very, very minimal. Very, very minimal. In a lot of big companies, it could be massive. That's why you can be in a contract for 1 year, you can be in a contract for 2 years. To be honest, this is all you do. But it could be massive. Very, very massive. But because of our time, we got limited time. That's why I had to rush a lot of things. So just bear with me. So maybe anytime we meet, we'll be able to teach you how to do a full-blown implementation, which will take a lot of time. So, but for now, I'm just kind of rushing so we can have more time in the future. Does anybody have any questions so that I don't take too much of your time? Let me just go there. Any question? Thank you very much.
Yeah.